welcome to Finding Joy in the Mundane. I am your host, Aya Nichols, and this is my best friend, Lauren, / possible co-host, plus, let's see where this goes. We're really excited about this. We love the dynamic, so we're just going to keep going until they tell us to stop.
Deal.
And this week, we're talking about boundaries.
Fun stuff. Scary stuff.
Yeah.
And you're doing we did not prep for this one at all.
Yes.
And she said, Lauren, I'm going to do what I do with my groups. And you're going to be my group. And I said, okay.
Let's talk about boundaries.
Apparently I have boundary issues.
Well, I think you don't have boundary issues. Honestly, I think a lot of people struggle with the idea and kind of knowing what boundaries are and what they look like in their life.
Yeah.
And there's been a huge movement of people, developing boundaries.
Right.
And demanding them. And still, I don't think we really understand why we have them and how it affects us and the benefits. And one of the hardest things about boundaries when setting them is realizing that you're not being selfish when you're setting.
Aren't we being... See,
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is...
Go ahead.
You're calling me out.
I know, this is why we did this. So yeah, exactly. Are we being selfish when we set boundaries?
Not always, no.
Exactly.
Depends on the boundary.
Yes.
Okay.
So this was something that my members have the hardest thing with because most of us are caring, loving people who, if you were to ask us to do anything for you, we would do anything that we possibly can to meet that need. So I think a lot of people feel very selfish setting them because whenever someone sets a boundary, they're usually saying no, right? Right,
yeah, yeah. When I think of boundaries, I think of when I am going to be no, I'm not going to do that. Or no, I'm not going to send an email past this time, or I'm not going to do this on this day.
And I know you struggle with that.
Yeah, I joke that I'm in my era of no, because I never say no.
Era of no.
Hashtag,
be in the era of no.
Hashtag Taylor Swift fan.
But serious, because I think a lot of people who struggle with this are people pleasers. And I don't say that in a derogatory term because they just want to make people happy and they just want to serve people. So I think it comes from a very great and giving heart. And people pleasing has this negative connotation. So that's why it's not just that. It's you want to be a caring person who helps people.
Right.
So how do you help people and care for them while also maintaining your boundaries?
It's been a learning curve for me. I mean, I don't have it figured out, trust me. Do not.
Well, very honestly, I didn't even hear the word boundaries until, I think, college, when I read the book Boundaries by Dr. McLeod. And it was the most interesting book because it compared boundaries to... Essentially, imagine if you were an alien that doesn't speak the language, English or any other language on this earth, and they had to learn how to live in this world, in our culture. How would they be able to do that? How would you describe meeting someone and knowing that you can just immediately hug them and kiss them all over? Or you can't just shove your food in their mouth? Or just take their food from their plate?
Yeah.
Those are unsaid boundaries.
Right.
Within culture that we're those are cultural norms.
Right.
And those are boundaries that people assume that everyone knows. But what if you have someone outside your culture? Because in my culture, in Lebanon, when we greet someone, stranger or not, we give them kisses on the cheek. No matter what. And if you were to not do that, that's rude. So I would never greet a person that I meet in the United States with a kiss on the cheek.
Right. I've never seen you do that.
Exactly. You've never seen me do that. But if you were to come with me to Lebanon, you would see a whole different side of me because our cultural boundaries are different.
Yeah.
But today I want to focus on personal boundaries.
Okay.
Because I think that's what most of us are too willing to let go, and it costs us. And then we become resentful. And that's what I really wanted to touch on, is the lack of boundaries actually hurts people. The people you're trying to love. Ultimately, because it will hurt you and then it will hurt them. When you give up your boundaries, when you're constantly caring for other people and always saying yes and always going above and beyond, when you come to the point where you fall apart, two things happen. One, you fall apart and now you're resentful and think that you've been used by all these people you served. And 2, those people have now been abandoned and think that you no longer care for them.
Wow.
Therefore, they don't like you. So now you don't like you and they don't like you. All because you didn't set a boundary.
And you got burnt out.
And you allowed yourself to get burnt out. And then that person looks at you and is like, why did you allow yourself to get burnt out? I thought you were better than that.
Right.
When in reality, no one's better than that.
Right. No. Not when you're living in it.
Not when you're living in it. And I think a lot of resentment, especially from the person that's giving and giving and giving, comes from the fact that we assume a lot that the other person will draw the boundary, will respect our boundary without ever stating it. Will have the perspective to be like, oh, this is probably too much for them, so I need to slow it down, I need to stop. But the other person will never know that until you actually say something. That's never something you can just assume that they will know, because your boundary is different from theirs. It will be. They can go this far, you can go this far. And depending on the area, you can go farther versus less. And that's okay. And that's the way we're built. So imagine they can go further in this area and they just keep relying more and more on you, assuming that you're fine in this area because you just keep giving more of yourself.
Right.
And then whenever you come to them and be like, you just ruined my entire marriage because I never had time to spend home alone. They're like, then why did you keep answering your phone after 5? You know?
Yeah. They're like, it's not my fault that you kept answering your phone after 5. Right.
And it's like, you want to tell them, then why did you keep calling me after 5?
Right.
So, those are the hard things that happen so often with people.
Yeah.
Because we can't stop the other person.
You can only control
actions.
Yourself.
And as a peer support, I take my job very seriously because I love being that person that they know have been in their shoes, but also has been in now on the other side to where there's a healthier way of living. Because if I wasn't, then why am I there?
Right.
You know?
Right, yeah.
But if I can maintain my recovery and I can maintain my mental health well and show them that it's possible, that's exactly what I'm trying to give them. I have to put my recovery, my mental health first above all. Above theirs. I cannot have them sacrifice my own recovery because I'm helping multiple people. And if I were to have one person, because I care, I'm a caring person, if I were to have one person overstep my boundaries and then take and drain all of me, then that's 10, 20 other people I can't help. That I'm no longer available to. And that finally in my head realized that's selfish.
Yeah.
Because me pouring myself into this one person means that
you can't pour yourself into these others.
Yeah. Or into myself. And then what am I having to offer? Honestly, at that point.
Yeah, if you can't refuel yourself.
If you can't refuel yourself, and when you get to that point, the ways you're helping them is out of obligation and bitterness and resentment. And no matter how well you're being helped, it's not worth it. It's never worth it. Because someone else can easily do the work you're doing without having those be affecting their entire life. So my job, essentially, is to keep people out of mental health institutions.
Okay.
That's my job. I mean, by the government, right? What good would it be if I kept you out of an institution but then had to bring me into it?
Not good.
Exactly. And that's the type of pendulum we're looking at. It's okay, for your mental health, it'll cost me mine. And that's not right.
Right.
So I think boundaries help people establish where they are able to give themselves and then where they need to help themselves. Because if you are overstepping someone else's boundary, that means you're crossing over to their autonomy. So if I'm constantly saving you because you keep getting yourself in this situation, there's a difference between me helping you through this situation the first time, then there's the second time, then there's a third time. And I keep rescuing you because you need rescuing. At that point, I'm not allowing you to be able to rise up to the occasion.
Right, you're enabling.
I'm enabling. And I have to know that, okay, after working with you for these many weeks, these many months, that I've taught you, if you were to get yourself in this position, how to rise up. And if they choose not to do it, that's not on you.
Right, yeah.
And it can't be.
Can't be on your conscience.
It can't be. And it's so easy to think, well, did I teach them this efficiently enough? Did I do right by them? We did right by them. I mean, we did the best that we could.
Right.
They chose theirs. And I've seen this now over and over again to where, like, you try to help people out of the pits. Like, I've tried to help people out of, like, homelessness and drug abuse. And, like, literally, I've brought them out. And, like, I'm the one sustaining them out of it. To the point where I want it more than they do. And the minute that I can't hold up, even when I do hold it, they will, because they're not holding it themselves, they'll
go right back. Yeah, they go right back.
And I realize that I'm part of the problem. So with setting boundaries, it's hard because of that feeling of selfishness. And I wanted to ask you, what do you think boundaries are supposed to reflect?
I think they're supposed to reflect what's important to you, the non-negotiables for you to get where you want to be. Like personal boundaries or like work boundaries, like talking about answering the phone past 5, those types of things. Like, you know, I'm not going to schedule 2 events on the same day. Like, that's a personal boundary, even though, because there was a day I scheduled 3 events on the same day.
You drop the boundary by knowing when you crossed it.
And so like that's, you know, so boundaries, I guess, you know, it's something that's important to you. You draw that boundary because it protects your mental health, you know, what's important to you, and kind of helps set that strategy to get you where you need to be.
Yeah. Whether
it's work or in life, you know, in a relationship, in any way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think happens, you specifically, when those boundaries are crossed?
I get stressed.
So, like, on the day that you scheduled 3 events on the same day, what did that day look like for you?
Chaos. Chaos. So it was a snow day back in January, so even more chaos because I don't drive a snow-friendly car. Had a early morning breakfast event for one group of people for my work. Then I had a lunch event. I don't remember what it was for. I think it was for an organization that I'm involved with. And then I had an evening event for my work. It was chaos. It was stressful. I had to send out a lot of emails telling people, yes, we are in fact still having this event, even though there is a foot of snow outside. And I kept telling myself, my theme song that day was that "What Was I Thinking" song by Dierks Bentley. I think that's who sings it. I said that to quite a few people that day. So that was my theme song. So
okay, at the end of that day, genuinely, did you feel accomplished or completely worn out?
Honestly, both.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
My whole job is events. So, like, I felt very accomplished because I got it all done. And I didn't forget anything. Like, I remembered all my supplies. I, you know, recognized everybody that needed to be recognized. Did all the things. So I felt accomplished. But I was also very worn out and very drained. So I was gone for 14 hours.
Yeah.
I was dead. I mean, I was really tired.
Yeah.
So
on that day, work-wise, you felt accomplished and worn out. Let's talk about being a mother on that day.
Mom guilt was real. Yep. Because it was a day that I had my son. You know, he goes between his dad and I. So it was a day that I had my son, and it was. I had a lot of mom guilt that day because I didn't see him that much that day.
Yeah.
So the next day I was late going into work. I took the morning off, kind of, to kind of take my time so I could spend time with him and kind of take it easy. But yeah, mom guilt was real. Mom guilt was real.
I think it's amazing that the next day, like, you knew to take that time off. Because you could have easily just been like, well, you have more events the next day. You have to wake up at 7.
And some days I do. Some days I still have to. Like, you know, this coming month especially, you know, we've got a lot of events coming up this month, and so like I'll have to, mom guilt is gonna be real.
Mom guilt is real,
and so that's where that work life balance and that boundaries.
This is what I'm
those
talking
boundaries
about.
come into play.
Because even when crossing them,
yeah, in
some areas you do feel good.
Yeah, because
you've like accomplished more and you've pushed yourself, and it's almost like a workout,
Yeah,
like you like work that muscle, but then like you have other muscles in your body that you need to take care of, and then you feel guilty.
Yeah,
and those are the things that like having good boundaries helps you kind of manage to the point where you don't always. I don't feel mom guilt because I know Mia's being taken care of by people who love her. And I'm taking care of other people who need help.
Yeah.
And Lauren works for the Chamber of Commerce in Morristown. So she's like a big deal.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Okay, for the town of Morristown, she is. For a whole town, she is. So let's give her that.
No.
So like you have people depending and relying on you. And relying on you for their sponsorships, for their viewers, everything, for their sales. So you do have other people depending on you, and you feel that pressure.
Right.
But then you have little Liam. Mia and Liam are going to get married, by the way. Just saying.
It's an arranged marriage.
It's an arranged marriage. Because dating sucks now.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. She doesn't know. He doesn't know. They rely on us, and we're trying to take care of the needs in front of us. And we're only one person. Right. We can only be one person. And learning, accepting, and utilizing that, you find your power. Because once you realize that you're only one person that can only accomplish but so much in a day, you give yourself permission to let some other things go. Like when Liam is with your mother for the day, he is spoiled. I've seen the Facebook posts. He is spoiled. And he's being loved on, and he's being cared for, and he's having the time of his life. And then he gets to come home and see his beautiful mother. No matter how late it is, he still knows that she loves him. Yeah. But at the same time, you're taking care of your businesses the best that you can. And that is a gift. Because you're able to balance both. Now imagine if you were to feel so much mom guilt that you feel like you have to go pick up Liam right at 5, always having to spend time with him because you're being the worst mom ever by not spending time with him, by giving him over to your grandmother. Having that mentality, it's all about perspective. Yeah. I feel like even after you have an accomplished day, you would still feel like a failure at the end of the day. Yeah. And who does that help?
Nobody.
Because Liam didn't get any more time with you as much.
Right.
And you were more stressed. So the time you did spend with him...
You're still stressed.
You're still stressed.
Yeah. Not enjoying that time you do have.
No. Versus drawing the boundary and being like, you know what? After 5, family time. I don't answer the phone. Honestly, all my members know. After 5, I don't even know where the phone is.
Half the time, I can't get a hold of you.
Half the time. All the time, Lauren.
That's true.
All the time. See, we're learning.
That's true.
All the time. They know.
I need to get a hold of you, I call Sam.
They know, and I always tell them, that's your opportunity. It's not that... They go to bed around 8, 9. We're talking about a 3-4 hour window during the 24 hours of the day. Yeah. So I'm with them, supporting them 20 hours. And I give them 4 hours to be able to rise up to the occasion. Yeah. And if they couldn't, we got another 20 hours. To talk about it, to see what happened, to see what went wrong, to dissect it, to do everything they need for the next 4 hours. And I realize every time that I step in, I take that away from them. So that has really helped me set my boundary and not feel bad about it. And me doing that has empowered them to set their boundaries. And I think that's what's so amazing about setting boundaries is that once you start respecting your own, you give the other person the permission to set their own and knowing that you'll respect it.
Yeah.
And teaching them that it's okay. Like, okay, I know that I can't call Aya at 5. I'll call her at 8 a.m. the next morning. She'll pick up.
Yeah.
And I'll be okay. I will survive.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, there's nothing that I could offer you after 5 anyway. Usually it's after 3. But like after 5, that will be that much beneficial that you can't figure out and I've talked you into before.
Yeah.
Realizing that at one point you have to rise up to the occasion and then you having to honor your boundary every single time helps people realize like where you stand in their life and where you even stand in your own life. Because I have that boundary, I no longer question it, you know? I no longer have to question, well, if I see a person's name popping up on my phone, I don't think, well, are they going through so and so and so and so and so and so and so? I'm not sitting here now like living their life.
Yeah. Worrying about what they're dealing with.
No.
Like,
I don't have my phone. Period.
Yeah.
That's the boundary I have to have. Because if I do see you calling me, I'm going to answer. My friends know I suck at answering. And it's mainly because I don't have my phone.
She
and
never
it's
has
never. It's never because I'm ignoring. It's solely because I don't have my phone. And that is something I use to protect myself.
it's good. I wish I was more like that. I mean, like, I've got it right here.
You got it right there. Yeah.
Like, I never don't know where my phone's at. I wish I had that.
Lauren, right now my phone is either underneath the couch with Sam or with Mia. So I'm going to have to go look for it. And that's just my personal phone. And I do that because I know that if I have it with me, I'm going to respond.
Yeah.
So knowing that about myself, I know where to draw the boundary. Although it is definitely harder when you're drawing boundary with family. And that's because family kind of has more expectations. And I wanted to touch just a little bit about that before we end because those are the hardest boundaries to set.
They sure are.
Yeah.
They sure are. And they're the hardest ones to kind of like mend once they've been broken too. Like,
yeah.
Once you kind of like really break those boundaries and have like the full on, wow, you really broke my trust with that, or you broke my autonomy, whether that's, you know, my personal beliefs, my, you know, like even like not even like a physical boundary, like what I'm thinking is like a you know, political boundaries, like conversational boundaries, like there are just some things you just should not talk about.
Yeah.
With people, period.
Yeah.
Especially family that you have to, like, get along with and be around at family functions, or that, you know, you want to, like, care for and you want your child to be around or whatever.
I have a very strict boundary with my parents and my siblings, with my sisters, about talking about my body and talking about weight and talking about diets. Because my whole life, that's what everyone's done. It's just comment on my body. If I had gained any weight, they would say things like, are you being healthy? Are you taking care of yourself? All these different things that are alluding to my weight. And once I came out of my eating disorder treatment, that was one boundary I set immediately, was do not talk about my body.
Period.
Do not comment on it. And I realized after that, they had no right. And that's something I will talk about when we talk about eating disorders and body image, that no one actually has a right to make those comments. Especially if they know that you struggle with it. And even if they don't, like, that is your body. Did you ask their opinion? You never asked.
Right.
And for them to feel like they are allowed that, that's when I decided setting that boundary is so important. So I told them straight up, I understand you may be worried about my health, but any comments you make about how I eat, what what my body looks, is not helpful.
Yeah.
I'm working with my nutritionist. I'm working with my therapist. I am working with the people who I've given permission to cross those boundaries. Because I know once they cross it, they're helping me.
Yeah.
But my sister's crossing it, not helpful. My mom crossing it, not helpful.
And they mean it helpful.
They mean it helpful.
But it's just not.
It's not.
Perceived that way.
So that's why, even with politics, like, I can understand that you view this person this way, right, or this policy this way.
That way. Blah,
that's
blah,
fine.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
That's completely fine.
Yeah.
But if I know this is a trigger point for us, and I want to have a healthy relationship with you,
Like, why bring it up?
why bring it up? Because
Right.
it's the only reason why I'm having that relationship is because of that one topic.
Yeah, and it just gets so much worse during, like, you know, election seasons or, like, you know, those political climactic, you know, times.
Everything.
It's like, dude, like, at the end of the day,
It's not worth it.
no, like,
And you can still love the other person.
of course, yeah, like, but, like, we don't have to talk about politics 25/8. We don't.
At all.
We
We don't have to
don't.
talk about politics, period. I don't think Laura and I talk about politics, but it's like this much of our relationship.
Yep.
And it was during your election period.
Yeah.
Because, like, we can view things different. Will it change how I see her? Absolutely not. Because guess what? She's been through with me so much. And, like, politics changes every 4 years.
Exactly.
Every 4 freaking years.
Yeah.
So if you want to have a long-term relationship with a person, like, it's going to have to go beyond
Yeah.
just opinions and views.
Yeah, because, I mean, like we talked about in a previous episode, like, what people go through determines their worldview, and
Yeah.
politics are all based on different worldviews and different experiences, and my experiences are different than your experiences,
Yeah.
so then our politics might vary in
Yeah.
certain things, and, like, same with family, and, like, it just, at the end of the day, be a good human. That's all that matters. Neither side has it figured out, like, so it has no place at the dinner table.
You know, don't be worried about being selfish and saying no. Because and this was something that I'm still, like, learning in myself. Have your no's mean no, and have your yeses mean yes. And the only way that's possible is if you're able to say no and mean it. Because if you're not honoring when you say no, and then you kind of backtrack and you're like, well, I guess I'll do it a little bit, then the things that you've said yes to are going to suffer. Because now you've overextended yourself. Because in your mind you said no, and then you all of a sudden you're kind of saying yes.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
No, you can't.
We're only human.
Yeah.
So, like, and at the very least, it gives the other person the opportunity to go find another person who's able to say fully yes.
Yeah.
Instead of this half, 1/4 no.
Right.
Like, you know?
Right.
And then you're disappointed about what they bring. And then all of a sudden you're disappointed in your relationship. You feel resentful for them asking more of you. And you feel disappointed for them not measuring up.
Right. Right.
And all you have to do would just be like, no.
You know what?
And
I
their feelings
can't.
will be hurt. And then they'll move on. They'll find someone else. And be like, oh, it worked out.
Yeah. It all worked out for the best. Thank you for your no. Yes.
Thank you for your no. And honestly, every time, like, someone says that, it says no to me, I say, thank you for letting me know. Like, your honest opinion. Like, I appreciate that.
That's really good.
And it's as simple as that. As hard as it does feel, because it does feel awful,
Yeah.
it is as simple as just saying and knowing in your mind just to say, thank you for saying no, or I'm sorry, I'm going to have to say no. But I would love to help in another way sometime, some other time.
Yeah.
And if that's the line between your self-care and your
Mental
health,
overload. Yeah.
then so be it.
Yeah.
So yeah, boundaries. I can talk all day about them just because there's so many different aspects of them and, like, different feelings that come with them. But I hope that this has kind of helped you, Lauren, and me, and everyone watching to just be more comfortable in setting those boundaries.
Yeah.
And being okay and feeling confident when doing that. And the more we do it, the more we realize how good it is, and the more we'll do it more often.
Yeah, definitely.
So take that one step. What boundary do you need to set? What boundary do you need to set, Lauren?
Say no and mean no.
Say no and mean no. That one's hard. You know, mine actually is saying yes and meaning yes. And you know what I mean.
Yes, because you say yes and then you fall asleep.
Yes. That's because I don't know how to say no. See, it's all so hard. So don't feel bad when you're just getting through it and it's a struggle, because I've been practicing and it's still a struggle. I will say yes to something and then she'll come over and still find me asleep on the bed and will have to wake me up.
Yep.
That will probably happen again.
100%.
I love you. Well, guys, see you next week. And guess what? We'll have Lauren here again because, you know,
Can't get rid of me.
can't get rid of her. Bye, guys.
Bye.